Jason lives here, or used to live here. This is, we're on the corner of Lamar and Ben White, or 290.
Yeah.
So Jason, go ahead and tell us your name.
My name is Jason, and I'm J-S-O-N. I'm from Austin, Texas. I was born here. I have 2 older brothers, and my childhood was a little different. My dad was a mean alcoholic, and so I was, then I had a knee injury in high school football, which was a 9-hour knee surgery, and so I was introduced to opiates at an early age in high school, in the hospital when I had surgery. And so from that point on, I just knew I liked that, and kind of sought out after it. But I didn't, I became homeless after my mom died of lung cancer.
Yeah.
My dad died earlier when I was in high school. So anyway, I was a 30-year-old, before I knew it, I was a 30-year-old baby.
Right.
Didn't
so
have nowhere to go.
Did you live out here
in
this area?
I lived more so off of East Cesar Chavez area.
Okay.
Because that was the, opiate alley and all that. But then I got smarter, and I got onto the methadone clinic over there on East 2nd, and I got involved with Integral Care, which was a blessing and a half.
Yes, sir.
And they were the ones that introduced me to Fresh Start Housing. That's a program underneath the umbrella of Integral Care.
Yes.
And they got me involved with Fresh Start, and so you had to fit criteria or whatever. And so having some addiction issues, major addictive issues,
right,
and which they've never washed their hands of me. They always supported me and helped me so much. And I've been with Fresh Start now for about 8 years.
So Jason, tell me about your partner. What happened with your partner?
Oh man, well, I think he is from Mexico, and we were together 17 years. And July 5th, he took a Xanax, and he died. He wasn't with me, or I would have saved him with Narcan. But I've saved like 50 people's lives with Narcan in my time. In my active addiction, I've saved 50 people's lives with Narcan.
Yeah.
And he just wasn't at my house over here.
Did you give him Narcan?
He wasn't with me. He was we were together 70 years, so he wanted to he would do his own thing every once in a while, just get out, walk around, ride the bike and stuff.
Yeah.
And he took that damn Xanax when he was not at home present with me. I would have saved him. I don't freak out and stuff because you can't freak out, or you're gonna miss that 3, 4, 5 minute window that they need that breath.
How long ago was this?
July 5th.
July, so it's very fresh.
Yes,
I'm very
fresh.
sorry to hear
Unbelievable.
that. The fentanyl issue here is
I can't believe
so deadly.
It's sickening.
It's sickening.
It takes like three salt granules, and you'll die.
So you were telling me that you were able to get into housing. Can you explain how that process worked briefly?
It was just so awesome. I was sitting there waiting to get on the methadone program, which is a very wonderful alternative doing that heroin and all that stuff on the street. It's so wonderful. A lot of people have negative attitudes about it, but they don't know because they've never done it, and you get to where you don't even think about heroin.
Yeah.
A lot of people just have to get over the needle thing. There's a needle addiction, I think, a lot of people. But anyway, you don't want to hear all that.
No, I want to hear anything.
Even though it cut me down by say, not 85% of using.
Yeah.
The methadone did, so it's a good thing.
Good.
And they came to me, so I was like, I got in with Integral Care, and the people that came out for me were what's that thing? It's that coordinated assessment people.
Yes.
They came out and hunted down people that might be qualified to get housing, and I was one.
And so how long did it take?
And I forgot to tell you this. I acquired HIV in my very early, in the first 8 years. I mean, it's been 8 years.
Right.
So I got HIV. We both got HIV the same.
How are you dealing with that?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
You're doing great?
Yes.
Do you get the care you need
I
for
take
HIV?
I take my Biktarvy once a day, and I'm doing great.
What was it?
Biktarvy. Biktarvy.
Is that the drug you take for
yes.
HIV?
One pill a day.
But you're doing good.
I'm doing great. My numbers are great.
Awesome.
And yes, but I kind of backslid when my partner died.
Yeah.
And so for a couple of months there, stopped taking it. I just got lazy and kind of a chip on my shoulder.
Yeah.
But I'm back on it. I'm doing good.
Understand.
And
so let me ask you. So when you started the process to get into housing until you actually got into housing, how long did that process take?
It took maybe a month because I think they expedited mine because of the HIV.
Yeah, because that's good though.
And I was very lucky. I caught it at the very first stage, a month of it.
Well, I can imagine living on the street with HIV would make you go down.
Yes, yeah, I couldn't believe
it. Just kind of off the topic, while you were out here on the street, and we're right here by this pretty big homeless camp here. While you were out here on the street, did you deal with a lot of violence from people?
There was a lot of. I didn't, because I tried to stay out of trouble.
You stayed to yourself?
Well, yeah, I guess. I mean, I just I'll try to go the other way. No one ever. But yeah, there's some people. They can carry machetes. I mean, people.
Yeah, I've seen them.
Yeah, it's just.
I've seen.
I don't understand how that's legal, but they
Texas,
do it.
You gotta love it.
And they, you just need to, keep your nose out of their business.
Right,
right.
Well, so let me ask you this: how about
there's a lot of stealing goes on in between.
When you're living in a camp, do you deal with a lot of theft? Do people steal from you a lot?
Each other, yeah, they do.
That's such a shame.
Food and stuff.
Kick a man while he's down.
Yeah.
Well, Jason.
Yeah. It does.
Let me ask you this: so, I mean, you're in housing, but you have friends out there.
Yes, I come and say hi to them.
How did?
They give me food sometimes.
With the cold spell that we just went through, how did they survive? How did they deal? Did they go to warming centers, or did they hunker down?
Some of them do, and then some you just have to have a hole in the top of the tent. You make a little hole.
Yeah.
But it's called a hobo heater.
Yeah.
And,
I know the
and
hobo
heater. And they put a toilet paper roll in there. It's kind of, you don't have a hole up there, you kill yourself because of carbon monoxide.
Right.
But then you put hand sanitizer on it, and then you light it. And believe it or not, that is just like a wick. I mean, it don't burn up toilet paper. It will just, and it produces heat like you wouldn't believe.
So you know, I was homeless for about a year, so I know all about the hobo heater.
Yeah.
I used it well. So.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Well, Jason, I'm glad you're doing better. We're like I told you, we're just out here getting people's stories, trying to raise awareness of what everybody's dealing with out here.
Yeah, it's hard.
Let me ask you this. One more question for you. The city of Austin, do you ever have any contact with their social services? As far as STDs or just offer you any
the services are all there. They have a lot of services, RBJ building and all that.
But do they ever come out on, like when you were actually in a camp? Did they ever come to the site to try to offer services to you here?
They have outreach programs. The CARE program, which is underneath Integral Care, it's for HIV, Hep C people, like myself. And believe it or not, the Biktarvy helps. It kicked out Hep C 3 times out of my body. Yep, it kicked it out.
Well, it's amazing. How long have you had HIV?
About 8 years.
And
ever since I started the first month of starting intravenous heroin, opiates.
So I haven't kept up with HIV too much, but I know back in the 90s and 80s, life expectancy wasn't hard.
It was a death sentence then. I had all my friends died back then. I was one of the second one to get it, and so I got blessed.
Right. Well, Jason, I don't know if you have any family or anything in around, but if you have anything, if somebody sees this, somebody that cares about you, do you have any message for anybody
I didn't say hi to my brother. I have 2 brothers they live on a ranch in Bastrop. It just, the partner thing doesn't go well with them.
Gotcha.
So we talk on the phone. That's about it.
Good deal. All right, Jason. Well, thank you very much for giving us this interview, and we appreciate